Have you ever noticed something strange? The person driving the oldest car in the office parking lot isn't always the poorest person there. In fact, sometimes they're the richest. Meanwhile, the person driving the brand new luxury car might be stressed every single month trying to make the next payment. That seems backwards. We're taught that rich people should look rich. Big houses. Designer clothes. Luxury vacations. Expensive watches. Fancy restaurants. So why do so many wealthy people seem ordinary? Why would someone with millions of dollars wear a simple t-shirt, drive a 10-year-old car, and live in a house they could have easily upgraded years ago? Are they just cheap? Not at all. The real reason has nothing to do with being cheap. It has everything to do with how they think about money. And once you understand this mindset, you'll never look at wealth the same way again. Because this isn't just about rich people. It's about the habits that quietly build wealth while everyone else is busy trying to look successful. Think about your last paycheck. Maybe the money hit your bank account and within a few days, most of it was already gone. Rent. Groceries. Bills. Coffee. Online shopping. A dinner with friends. A few subscriptions. None of those purchases felt huge. But together, they slowly emptied your account. Now imagine someone else who earns exactly the same amount. They pay the same rent. They buy the same groceries. They enjoy life too. But before spending on anything extra, they ask themselves one simple question. Will this purchase make my life better next year? If the answer is no, they usually don't buy it. That tiny habit doesn't seem important. But over 10, 20, or 30 years, it creates a completely different financial life. Here's where most people get confused. They think wealth is something you can see. A nice car. A huge house. Luxury brands. The newest phone. But those things don't prove someone is rich. They only prove someone spent money. Real wealth is different. Real wealth is invisible. It's the investment account nobody talks about. The emergency fund nobody posts on Instagram. The paid-off house that isn't flashy. The money quietly growing while nobody is watching. Most people spend years trying to look rich. Wealthy people spend years trying to become financially free. Those are two completely different goals. Let's imagine two friends. Alex and Ryan. Both are 25 years old. Both earn the same salary. Both receive the same raises. On paper, their lives look almost identical. But their habits couldn't be more different. Every time Alex gets a raise, he upgrades his lifestyle. A better apartment. A newer car. A more expensive phone. Brand name clothes. Nothing crazy. Just small upgrades that make him feel successful. Ryan also enjoys spending money. But instead of upgrading everything, he keeps most of his lifestyle the same. When his income grows, he saves and invests most of the difference. From the outside, Alex looks richer. His social media photos are impressive. His friends admire his lifestyle. Ryan looks average. Some people even think he's struggling because he still drives an older car. But appearances can be incredibly misleading. 5 years later, Alex has nicer stuff. Ryan has more money. 10 years later, Alex is earning more than ever, yet somehow still feels broke. Ryan has built a financial cushion that gives him options. If he loses his job, he isn't panicking. If he wants to start a business, he has savings. If an emergency happens, he can handle it. Money doesn't just buy things. It buys peace of mind. And peace of mind is something you can't show off. This is why many wealthy people don't feel the need to impress anyone. They already have something much more valuable. Freedom. Freedom to leave a stressful job. Freedom to spend more time with family. Freedom to say no. Freedom to make decisions without worrying about every paycheck. Most people chase status. Wealthy people chase freedom. And that's a huge difference. Here's something psychologists have noticed. Human beings naturally compare themselves with the people around them. If your neighbor buys a new car, suddenly your perfectly good car feels old. If your coworker gets the latest phone, yours somehow feels outdated. Nothing actually changed. Only your comparison changed. This is called lifestyle inflation. As your income increases, your spending quietly increases too. The scary part is that it happens so slowly you barely notice it. A slightly nicer apartment. A slightly more expensive vacation. A few extra subscriptions. More eating out. Better furniture. Each decision feels small. But together, they keep you running on the same financial treadmill. You're making more money. But you're not building more wealth. Rich people understand this trap. Instead of increasing their spending every time they earn more, they often increase their investments instead. That's why many millionaires still look surprisingly ordinary. They're protecting the gap between what they earn and what they spend. That gap is where wealth is created. Think of money like seeds. Every dollar you spend disappears. Every dollar you invest is a seed. Not every seed grows. Some grow slowly. Some grow faster. Some years are disappointing. But the more seeds you plant, the greater your chances of building a strong financial future over time. Now, this doesn't mean wealthy people never enjoy life. That's a common misunderstanding. Many of them travel. They buy nice things. They eat at good restaurants. The difference is simple. They spend intentionally. They don't buy things just because someone else has them. They don't chase trends. They don't spend money to impress strangers they'll probably never meet again. Instead, they ask one important question. Is this purchase worth giving up part of my future? That's a powerful question. Imagine spending $1,000 on something exciting today. Now imagine investing that same money instead. Will investing guarantee you'll make money? No. Investment returns are never guaranteed. Markets go up and down. Some years are great. Others are terrible. But history has shown that patient, diversified investors have often been rewarded over long periods. That's why wealthy people think differently. They don't just see today's price. They see tomorrow's opportunity. Another reason rich people often look average is surprisingly practical. They don't want attention. Expensive cars and flashy lifestyles attract opinions. Sometimes they attract jealousy. Sometimes they attract pressure. People assume you have unlimited money. Friends ask for loans. Family members expect expensive gifts. Strangers judge you before they even know you. Living a simpler lifestyle avoids many of those problems. It also keeps expectations low. And that creates a quieter, less stressful life. There's another lesson hidden here. The richest person in the room is rarely the loudest. They're usually listening. Learning. Planning. Building. While everyone else is trying to prove something. Think about the people you admire. Do you admire them because of the logo on their shirt? Or because they have control over their lives? Real success isn't wearing expensive clothes. It's waking up without constant financial stress. It's knowing an unexpected bill won't destroy your month. It's knowing your future isn't hanging by your next paycheck. That's real wealth. And it often looks surprisingly ordinary. So how can you start thinking like wealthy people? You don't need a huge salary. You don't need to win the lottery. You don't need to become a stock market expert overnight. Start by questioning your purchases. Before buying something, ask yourself if you're buying it for your happiness or for someone else's approval. Delay big purchases for a day or two. You'll be surprised how many things stop feeling important after a little time. Build the habit of saving before spending. Learn about investing slowly instead of trying to get rich quickly. Avoid comparing your life to people online. Remember, social media usually shows purchases. It rarely shows debt. It rarely shows financial stress. It almost never shows the credit card bill arriving a month later. Real life is very different from the highlight reel. The people who quietly build wealth understand something that most people don't. Looking rich is expensive. Being rich is rewarding. One costs money every single day. The other gives you more choices every single year. So the next time you see someone driving an older car or wearing simple clothes, don't assume they're struggling. They might be. But they also might be quietly building a future that most people only dream about. And the next time you feel pressure to buy something just to fit in, remember this. The goal isn't to impress strangers. The goal is to create a life where money gives you freedom instead of stress. Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't about looking successful. It's about having choices. It's about sleeping peacefully. It's about knowing that your future is becoming stronger, one smart decision at a time. The people who truly understand money don't pretend to be poor. They simply don't feel the need to pretend they're rich. And that may be the biggest financial lesson of all.